Welcome to the We Are Famous show. I'm your host, Simbo, along with my partner, C.L.
In the
What's up,
flesh.
C.L.?
In the flesh. What's up, baby?
Oh, man, trying to get it. What's up with you, homeboy?
Shit, we in there like swimwear.
Look, man, I don't even know where to start. we
Shit,
just
wherever
we
you
just
want
watched
to.
we just watched Joshua versus Jake Paul at the Casilla Center in Miami, and the Judgment Day. It lived up to its name, at least for one of them. It did. For all for all the talk about Jake Paul being the new face of boxing, tonight was a reality check. It was. Joshua, he reminded the world that there are weight classes, like CL say, there are weight classes. And while Olympic gold medal actually means something, the sweet science of boxing did not disappear and became the sweet science of the influencer. I am so
Right.
glad. I am so glad. What's up, CL?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I don't know who say Jake Paul is the new face of boxing. I don't know nobody that said that there. I mean, he's a great promoter. I mean, he's a pretty good promoter. He's a pretty good showman. I can give him that. He's a pretty
Hell of,
good showman. And
hell
he
of a
gave on a
showman.
good show. He gave a great show tonight.
Yeah,
He
he's a
did a
hell of a.
great show tonight. But that show you how much it is levels to the game. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference from when you were just taking boxing up as a hobby and grow up in this game versus you just trying to jump into it when you in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? And trying to do something. But I applaud him. I applaud him for stepping up and challenging the biggest. You know what I'm saying? In the heavyweight division, a real champion. I applaud him. I would like to see how he do against a cruiserweight really his size because he just had a lot of nervous energy,
Yeah,
early. So
he was on his bicycle, man. He was running. The reason he
he
got
got his 10,000 steps in early.
honestly, in my opinion, the
Yeah,
reason he got knocked out is because he tired himself out. He wore
he
himself out.
fatigued himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was gonna get hit, but he probably would have got knocked out earlier if he wasn't running like that just because of the power of old boy. But he got part of his knockout was because he was tired. He was exhausted. But look,
Yes.
let's break it down a little bit. So let's be honest, man. The first few rounds, it was frustrating to me. Me and you back and forth. We texting. You standing in the gap for for boxing to be saved. I'm skeptical. I'm like, oh man, this is scripted. This ain't what it is. And you was giving me everything you need. The first few rounds, it was frustrating. Jake was on a bicycle, man. He was circling, clinching. He basically was doing everything possible to stay out of the way of them haymakers, man. AJ's power.
Well, thing it was, I mean, it was strategic what he was doing. Like I say, he used up a lot of nervous energy. If he know Anthony Joshua, he must have studied Anthony Joshua like he too should have, because Anthony Joshua was a slow starter. If he'd incorporated feints, just feint, all you do is feint, act like you don't do something, put a little footwork in it without doing all that nervous energy running. It could have bought him more time. He probably would have made it the whole 8 rounds, which would have looked a lot better for him if he'd
Yeah,
just fainted and quit. But he tired himself out so early. So
yeah.
that's why we say it's level to the game. And guys who have been there, done that before, you know what I'm saying? That's what made a difference in the fight.
Yeah,
But,
if he would have stood in the pocket,
no,
he would
no,
have
no,
been.
no, no,
If he
no,
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 listen,
no.
no. Let me get my point out. Let me get my point out. Let me get my point out. So you cut me off, decaf. Let me get my
Go
point
ahead.
out.
Go ahead.
Can I get my point out? No, no,
Get
no,
it
no,
out,
no, no,
baby.
no, no, no. I want you to apologize to me after I say what I'm getting ready to say. Okay.
Okay.
If
If
he
it's worth being apologized to, if it's worth me apologize.
if he would have stood in the pocket, the fight would have been over in 30 seconds. See, you didn't let me finish my sentence.
Okay, my bad.
You
I
know,
apologize.
thank
I
you.
apologize.
He
Now finish it.
actually
There you
he
go.
actually caught AJ with a couple of decent overhand rights in the second round that made the crowd go, his heavy leaning crowd go, ooh, like he really had a chance, you know what I'm saying? He had 2 rounds, two good shots in the second round. But by the fourth round, the wheels started coming off, man. Jake was taking knees, he was resetting the clock. The referee was getting tired of clinching. Then came round 5. AJ finally landed that uppercut. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, this getting ready to be over. I was like, man, hey, this scripted. Up until that point, I'm texting you like, man, this scripted. Man, I ain't got time for this. I'm ready to go to sleep. You like, nah. You kept saying, nah, you running. It ain't easy. I said, well, you know what? Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, I'm not the boxing guru. I just been a fan for over 40, 50 years. He
Mhm.
saved boxing to me, bro. Because if this would have came down to a decision or him messing around and it went the distance, it'd have been over for me. I wouldn't talk about it no more ever.
It's extremely hard to knock out somebody that don't want to be knocked out. I mean, a street fight and boxing is totally different. You know, in the street fight, we see somebody running, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because by any means necessary in a street fight, ain't no rules in fighting.
We can
You know what I'm
run
saying,
with
on the
them. We
street.
can run with them.
Yeah, we gonna run with you. We gonna
Yeah.
run with you and all that there. So in boxing, it's totally different. When a guy don't want to be knocked out, so when Jake Paul was buying, he was buying time by kept following. You say why he kept grabbing him around the leg? He was buying time. Plus, he was trying to catch his breath. At the same time. But I understand what you're saying. If when he was closer, it really would have benefited him because the worst thing you could have do. Anthony Joshua taller, longer, it's gonna chucking his jab out there. You're not gonna be able to get in. That's how you got set up for those shots. It probably would have been better if Jake would have tried to bully the bully and got a little closer, but he'd have had to watch for them uppercuts and the body shots. So he probably could have got taken out sooner, but he didn't try that tactic like you just said. Get closer because he got the shorter, more compact shots. Because when
Right.
he did get close, he hit Joshua with some shots. He
He
ain't
did. He
close,
hit him with some
but he
shots, man.
but he didn't have no conviction on
Right.
it. He didn't have no comeback on it because he was worried about what was coming back if he threw heels.
Well, Jake Paul, after the fight, in the ring interview, he said, "I got my ass beat." That's what this sport is about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I actually think that he enjoyed getting his ass beat because when he got hit with that real haymaker and he was on the ground, I said, man, this just reminded me of WWE. It's like almost like he a thrill seeker. Like I need to get my ass knocked out one time and see what
Yeah,
it feel like. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Kind of like
but
you come over here, you might want me to put my thumb on your throat to see what the pressure feel like. You know what I'm saying?
but guess what? Some of
Yeah.
that money he used, he going to go get his jaw wired up because I think he got a broke jaw. I see the way he was talking,
Oh,
and he
really?
wasn't talking. He wasn't talking loud. Looked like he was talking badly, open his mouth. So I think that last overhand right Joshua hit him with, he set him up with the body shot, made him drop his hands, and then threw over and hit him straight on the chin. And that's where the woo come in. At when he was on the ground, he was like woo because he know that was a good shot.
Well,
And,
I ain't even
I
gonna lie,
think his
man.
jaw broke.
I ain't even gonna lie. I respect Jake Paul for even taking this fight, going through with it. I can't, it's a lot of real fighters won't do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I give him a whole bunch of respect, man. I'm not really critical of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even critical of a lot of the boxing stuff going on today because I just think it's watered down. But I got to give that man respect to get in the ring with an Olympic champion, a
Mhm.
heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? And you only been boxing 5 years.
A
You know,
two-time unified champion at heavyweight.
well,
And it fought the best of he done fought the best of the best. All Anthony Joshua losses are against real champions, undisputed champion Usyk and other champions. All his losses against former opponents. He ain't really lost against really no bums since and I can't even call Andy Ruiz a bum because Andy Ruiz is a real fighter. He
yeah.
just so he all his losses against real fighters
Well,
and all
when
of them been champions.
when that was the beginning of the end. He looked exhausted after that, but he survived the fifth round. But the sixth was the highlight. It was a highlight reel for Joshua. Two
Mhm.
knockdowns in under 2 minutes. That right hand that ended it at the 131 mark. That was the absolute bomb. That's when Jake Paul was on the ground going woo. But go ahead.
Yeah. But you know what? I gotta applaud Jake Paul for him to be that tired, that fatigued, and get hit on the chin like he did and wouldn't sleep and
Yeah,
got up.
I do.
That boy got a hell of a chin on him. To get hit by a heavyweight, and you not a heavyweight. So just imagine if he was to fight somebody else who punches he could take.
Yeah,
Because
he could
that punch
last
right
longer.
there, that punch there slept heavyweights in
I
Joshua
honestly,
to be.
you know what? You got to point out. I honestly think that this fight is going to embolden Jake Paul. He
Mm-hmm.
really gonna start going after some other fighters that's more his size and all that type stuff. Because I think by him staying in the ring with him 6 rounds, getting
Yeah,
hit with that haymaker like that, and it's like you say, he took it. I think that's going to embolden him, man. So this ain't
yeah.
the end of Jake Paul. I think he finna turn it up. You know what I'm saying? I think he finna turn it up. But just do me a favor, Jake. bring it to Big Vegas, baby. So I ain't gonna
Yeah.
stand to win. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to Big Vegas so me and CL can show up. The 4-4 boy can show up. In Vegas, and I could be at the big win, eating big Charlies. You know what I'm saying? Go on the Cam and Mace show. You know what I'm saying? Just show up to Vegas.
This loss for him gonna be like the loss with Canelo did against Mayweather. It's gonna catapult his value even more. For you to be able to stand up to a big puncher like Anthony Joshua, a heavyweight, and you 30, 40 pounds smaller than him, got hit straight on the chin and got up and didn't go to sleep, his value finna go up even more. So whatever he do from now on, it's all the way up. And they in Miami, like they say, it's all the way up from here, baby. And he
Hey
already up
man,
there already. So we
hey
can't take nothing from him.
Jake Paul took on the bully. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I think boxing needs to understand he's not going anywhere. He's getting ready to turn it up. But man, look, what's up with the music selection, man? Why your boy Brand got
Takashi, 69.
yeah. Well, different
Hey,
different culture. They don't look at it like that. They don't
they
look at
don't
it.
care. We
They
don't
don't
care,
care.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? If more boxers, more real fighters incorporate what Jake Paul did, you know what I'm saying? Real fighters fighting real fighters. That's what's gonna bring the sport of boxing back. I know it's a business. I know you're trying to make money. It's prize fighting. But at the same time, if you believe in yourself like you say you believe in yourself, you got to go convince your promoters to say, hey, I want these big fights. I want these fights, or I'm not fighting at all. You might well shelf me, or I don't want to fight. So if some of these fighters who we holding out on these big fights, these young fighters fighting in their prime, hey, do what Jake Paul did and put yourself out there, man, and say, hey, I want to fight. If not, release me from my contract, send me or whatever, the MVP.
Man, look, Jake Paul spent more time on his knees than he did on his feet.
Well, he was praying. He was praying. You'll be praying too after taking them licks. You'll be praying. Shit.
Oh man.
East Coast time, it's Sunday. I mean, you don't know shit. He praying, man. We
Now
used to that.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
Mike
say
Tyson.
this. I'm gonna say this because I'm a clip it. Remember I told you about the clips. You got to
Yeah,
have the 15 seconds now because we can't keep people attention for a minute. So this is a clip. So
yeah,
watch me work. Watch me work. Okay. This is the worst fighting years. If it wasn't on Netflix, man,
right.
I threw my TV out. You
What?
understand what I'm saying? This fight was terrible. If I would have had to pay $100 pay-per-view to see this versus my Netflix subscription, I'd have threw
Mm-hmm.
my TV out the house, man. I'd have been upset with my cable company. Think about that. Pretty much, you look at it like we saw this free. You just paying a what, $19 Netflix subscription, unless you
Unless you
bootleg.
stealing it by
Yeah,
streaming. Unless you're one of them streamers who's stealing it.
look, man. We can go on and on with this. I'm gonna say this, man. For all the haters and skeptics, there you go. It was a valid loss by Jake Paul. I think he should be just a little bit more respected in the boxing arena. You know what I'm saying? Because you know he got knocked out. He ran, but then he took some of the punches too. Sometimes he stood there and he took it. So I can't say he's never going to be top 10 boxing. Let's just go ahead and throw that out the window. That'll never happen. He'll never be a top 10 heavyweight. But for this era, to get eyes back on boxing, it's no better place than MVP.
Well, I'm not going to even count. I'm not going to count him out. Period, because he fighting heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. He's probably more of a cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? 200 pounds and up. Once you get up to a certain limit, you're a heavyweight. So he's not a heavyweight. But for you to take on a real bona fide heavyweight, thumbs up to you, my G. Thumbs up
Well,
to you, my G. And take it on the chin. Because you got hit slap dead on the chin and didn't go to sleep. You got up.
well,
And
let's
most
just
fighters, when you're tired and get hit on the chin like that, there, you fall out. And for you to get up and still be able to put your tongue out like you one of them rock stars who just bit a head off of a bat, like you part of Kiss or Van Halen or one of them guys, man. Hey, kudos to you, my G.
you gotta subscribe to get notified. I'm Simbo,
I am CL.
and we all famous.
Acer, no chaser. Yeah. Toting